lighting. The lighting is like one of those 70s movies where the lighting was absolutely terrible and they're filming inside of a club and you can hear like Curtis Mayfield singing in the background or just taking you back to like a Dolomite movie or a blaxploitation movie. If you're into that, I'm just taking you back so much so I want to keep that beat going. Remember those terrible dances they used to do? And then they switch scene. Alright, okay, so let me stop being silly. Alright, so what's up, everyone? I'm your host of the Startup Junkie. Ooh, man. I can tell I'm old. I'm out of shape. I'm breathing. No COVID, though. Anyway, welcome to today's show. Be thankful, all right? And let me tell you why I'm running the 70s theme, okay? First and foremost, let me tell you why. I'm AJ, your host of the Startup Junkie, and we are 100% dedicated to entrepreneurs, people looking to actually start and build a business, and existing business owners, basically helping you scale your business, put systems in place to grow your business. That's what this show is all about. Yes, I am being 100% silly today with my 70s glasses, right? Which, by the way, if anyone seen Iron Man wears the exact same glasses, right? Here's the point. Why 70s theme, right? Well, Startup Junkie started long time ago, right? Being thankful for the little things way back in the 70s, right? And I'm gonna take a bunch of you guys back, all right? If you didn't experience this, cool, I understand. Thank you for checking in, chiming. I appreciate it. I'm gonna get to you in just a second. Let me finish this. All right, so in the 70s, we were beyond poor. We were poor, right? We stood in lines to get government cheese, right? We used to, and some of you guys probably remember this, used to go down to Sears and Roebuck. I'm in Houston, right? And I think they did it in other cities with a clothing voucher where we would get free t-shirts, right? We were so terrible, and because there's a statute of limitation, I'm going to admit, we used to steal lights, we used to steal water. We lived in a shotgun house in 3rd Ward off of Palmer Street, right across the street from Sessions Motel, which, by the way, saw a lot of people at that motel in the drive-thru that shouldn't have been there, all right? But anyway, here is the point. There was a simpler time, right, where we weren't faced with, pandemics, and we weren't faced with all the different things that we have to be responsible for. In other words, the responsibilities of, a family and taking care of our family, especially if you're an entrepreneur, you're a business owner, and you're facing all of this stuff that's going on, with the stimulus package. As most of you have already heard, they've already run out of money. Many of you out there are struggling, right? And I understand it and I get it, right? Many of you, especially business owners, have not only responsibility of your family, but the responsibility of people that you have hired, right? You've had to make the tough and difficult decision to let people go. Some of you have not transitioned to doing business in the technology age, like, say, selling your products and services online. Some of you have actually dipped deep down in your savings, right? In your savings, just to keep your business afloat. Now, I appreciate everyone that's checking in today, but what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about taking it back to a simpler time, being grateful for the things that we have, and what we're going to do is come together like we did when we were in the 70s, where they would have rent parties. If they knew someone couldn't pay for their rent, they would actually have a party to actually collect money, charge for the party so the person could pay their rent. You know what else they would do? And I'm taking you guys back, so please listen. At least where I grew up, they would have card games. Yeah, it was illegal. Yes, it was, where they would invite a bunch of people over from the neighborhood, and they would play, spade. They would play a bunch of different card games, right? Play poker. And the person who held the actual card game was typically a person who was actually having a problem, a financial problem. And they actually got a chance to keep 10% of whatever each hand was, how much money that was being betted. Okay? Just to help them out. Taking it back to a simpler time where people came together and they were helping one another, live. Helping one another survive. Helping one another thrive. And that's what today's show is all about. Helping one another. All right? It's about being thankful and grateful for the things that you have. Again, like I started off, you might not drive a great big Cadillac. Of course, this is William Devon's 70s reference to be thankful for what you got. Gangster white walls with TV antennas in the back. You might not even have a car at all. But guess what? What you do have is a support system if you just look around you, right? So today's show, let's dedicate it to one, helping out those people who are struggling in business right now. So I would like for you guys to chime in. I would like for you to share what's working, what's not working, and maybe through your stories and the things that you're sharing, maybe we could actually have, some come together moment to where we can actually help someone out of a terrible situation. All right, so I'm just gonna kick it off. I'm gonna start it off, and I'm gonna tell you what's working for me and what's not working and why I'm grateful. Okay, first and foremost, most of us have been relegated to doing business in place, right? Many of you, my friends who know me, know that I have personally been making money online, from course development to teaching, to all that online for the last 6 or 7 years, right? And so business is not bad for me. I'm going to be honest. In fact, most of our clients with ThinkGrids, we don't even see them, right? We see them with like an initial meeting or where it's a face-to-face with Zoom or whatever. We don't really have to have a face-to-face with them in order to deliver the technology services that we do for them, right? So that's what I'm grateful for, right? And that has worked for us. And so what I'm asking you is, if you can chime in, what is working for your business? Or what is working for, say, a friend that has a business? Are they doing things online? What are they doing to actually help facilitate their business? Like, say, for example, they might be using Zoom to hold conferences, hold meetings. They might be using Zoom to communicate. They might be using some other kind of technology to make their business work. This is the type of stuff I want to hear from you. Now, we're very limited in our time, okay? And I get it. I see a bunch of people watching. But I get it if you can't, you can't share right now because it's too complex during this time. But what I would really like for you to do is drop your comments inside of the body of this post, inside the body of this live. As you know, the Startup Junkie live multi-streams across multiple platforms. We're on Facebook, 3 pages, Instagram, Twitter / Periscope, and YouTube. Right now, we're simulcasting live on all those, okay? And what I'd like for you guys to do is give me something that we can share with people. Are there any kind of resources out there that you can share? Maybe it's something that I missed on this show. Maybe there's a program that's actually helping, nonprofits feed the homeless. Maybe there's a program that's helping nonprofits or churches feed the elderly. Okay, maybe there are churches out there right now or nonprofits that are giving back as a part of what their daily business activities. Share that inside of this post. Okay, share that inside of this post, and then share this post. That way, all of the different services that you know about, or the things that are working for people that are in business to serve people, it can be shared. Because what happens is when you share, if you drop a comment inside of this post, inside of this live, and then you share it, any other person that comes along and drops another resource and adds something else to it, they actually end up sharing it. And so what it becomes is what we call in business a repository of information, or I like to say a repository of services that can actually help struggling businesses that are actually doing good within their community. So I'm not asking for a whole lot today. In fact, I'm not going to even keep you long, but I would definitely like for us to take it back to a time where everything was more simple. So let me play this music for you. 70s, y'all. Yes, I'm being silly. You know why? I'm being silly for betterment and being thankful for what we have, and being thankful for us being one human community, helping out one another. Sure, this is the Startup Junkie show. Sure, we primarily talk about business, but there will be no business. There will be no markets if we don't take care of one another. Taking it back to a simpler time where family was family, and that's what we are right now. So, again, if you have something that you love to share, drop it in the comment section, some kind of resource. Whether it's for a business, whether it's for individuals, where someone can get free food, some shelter or something, just drop it in. No, this is not the normal show that I do. So I'm just asking you to please share and be thankful for what you've got.